Thank you for tuning in. And well, a few days ago, I got the kind question to if I was willing to give my perspective on feeling delusional. And of course, I'll gladly give my perspective. The thing is, you are actually so powerful that whatever you are aware of, well, is your reality. So it's actually you are creating it there and then, right there and then. Okay, so for some reason, there has been a moment in your life where someone, something, or for some reason you yourself, directly so to speak, because otherwise it's subconsciously, you convinced yourself that, well, this is now my true reality. And this could go for anything, love related, health related, wealth related, you know. The examples don't really matter. The thing is, what does matter is that because reality can only exist if awareness is observing it, well, what that means is that you are actually giving something life. Because in itself, everything is just, you know, consistent change, an illusion actually. You're dreaming the dream as the dreamer itself. But the feeling, or even the emotion that might come with it, of feeling delusional, well, that's the thing. Feeling delusional is actually an illusion. And well, first, because, like I said, everything in itself is obviously an illusion because, well, it never stays the same. So it is in consistent change. And we, as individualized aspects of consciousness, so to speak, change. Not changing anything, but you're shifting your perception of, well, one thing to another, so to speak. So the thing with feeling, or, well, putting your awareness on feeling delusional. Well, like I said, what is delusional? Well, nothing really. Because for some reason, you are convincing yourself, and most likely through your already self-convinced self-concept, your predominant thoughts, feelings, emotions, your attitudes, your moods, how you, see yourself. So your attitudes, your moods, well, yeah, just your self-concept is all of these things, But what I'm always trying to make you understand is that, well, in itself, reality is neutral. And, well, I think a good example right now is, Donald Trump won the elections, He's going to be, the next 4 years, he's once again going to be the president of the United States. Well, what is in itself that situation? I mean, it's like the perfect example, You almost got like two groups, because, well, so to speak, obviously the numbers aren't exactly the same, but half the country, wanted Trump to win, and half the country wanted Kamala Harris to win. So, in itself, Trump won. Okay, well, that's just consistent change. So, there's actually a reality that you won. I mean, that's, I'm really going to be honest with you right now. Yes, also that reality exists right now, as, so to speak, energetic potential, whatever, it exists simultaneously right now as well. Trump winning, even, Harris winning, which didn't happen, so to speak. But yes, there's actually a reality that, well, yesterday you won the election and now you are the president of the United States. Well, my point, I mean, obviously that example doesn't really, well, the thing is, if you really understand that that's actually the case, and you are consistently picking and choosing by putting your awareness on, well, what you do or do not desire, through thought, yes, through thought, mind identification, but you as the silent observer itself, so pure awareness, pure consciousness, can only do that. You, as an individualized aspect of consciousness, in your reality, which is the only reality for you as the individualized aspect of, well, all that is God. Just like for me, what I experience in my reality are reflections of my states of being. What I put my awareness on gets reflected back to me, and consistently. Because, well, you're not just doing this once, twice, or thrice even. No, you're actually praying or asking, manifesting, creating. Once again, creation is finished, so you are praying ceaselessly, without cease, without stop. So yes, that means consistently. Not even every minute, actually every second. But now, okay, luckily we can, decide where we want to, well, focus our awareness. Yeah, that's actually all we're doing consistently every day. So, well, the thing is, where do you focus your awareness? Where do you put your, on what do you put your awareness throughout the day? And this is consistently. So the thing is, for some reason, you are convincing yourself of something. So, a good example might be you became ill. Now, obviously, this did stem, so to speak, from your own planted seeds or whatever you put into awareness. So, what you, as pure awareness itself, have been aware of. Now, if you don't understand the canceling out part, or you don't understand any of this, that you're actually talking to God, so to speak, consistently every second, and the only person who can or cannot, so to speak, cancel, like I say, cancel a manifestation out is, well, you. No one, nothing can do it for you. Now, you might create, once again, you're not creating anything, but so to speak, you might choose to, well, the illusion of actually thinking that somebody or someone else or something else can influence you. And, well, they can, once again, go to the art of allowing, you know, if you allow them. If somehow, and most likely subconsciously, someone or something, well, got into your head, into your mind. So that's just you, because head, mind are still all observed by the silent observer, your true self, the non-change, the changeless self, the silent, relaxed, whatever, non-phase self. Because the silent observer, pure awareness, pure consciousness, well, can only observe. And not with the, using the five senses then through, through vision. No, everything is observed by your true self. So not only this reality, what I'm right now seeing with my eyes, but also, well, the clothes I got on, I got on my body, but that's still my body. Is also obviously still seen by awareness. Because, well, if I, would want to gain weight, well, and I do so, I don't know how many pounds well, the thing is, then my body would change, it would be, you know, more fat, so to speak, or way more, or way less, The thing is, this is with everything. Everything changes consistently. I mean, you could even change your gender right now, so to speak. Obviously you're not really, well, changing anything once again, but the perspective. But the thing is, all these things consistently change. So your age, your name, I mean, you could change your name right now. Maybe you're actually, maybe I know personally, I know people that, well, they just didn't like the name their parents, so to speak, gave them, decided for them, whatever. So they changed it, and now they're going through life with a different name. Well, you're always doing this, change is consistent, not only in this 3D reality, but also, well, with what you're consistently identify with. So your body, your name, um, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your, so to speak, moods, your attitudes. So, we all know a person that's pretty much always joyful, happy, or someone that's pretty much always negative, they're always grumpy. This isn't just how it is. Like, it's not like this person just suddenly, one day woke up and then, oh well, I'm just so grumpy and this is just for the rest of my life, this is going to be my mood. It doesn't per se work like that. Now, this person actually chose to be in that mood. Now, most of the time, this is subconsciously, because why would you choose to be negative, choose to be angry, choose to be, well, yeah. Once again, everything is neutral, but we all understand, and I'm actually dropping a video on that as well. If it's going to be okay. Since a lot of people still don't understand that, yes, you are the sole cause of the phenomena in your life. So everything, okay? Good, bad, indifferent. So once again, you decide if it's a negative or positive experience in your life, or if you want to view it as such, but in itself, it's neutral. And actually, for the woman who asked the question, well, feeling delusional is right there and then created, so to speak, chosen by you. Now, there is no delusion to any of this information, actually. I mean, you may have been indoctrinated, or, well, in other words, so to speak, programmed to think in such a way, but that's just to keep you away from your true self. Pure awareness, God, all that is, source, energy, whatever. Give it the name you like, but that's your true self. And, well, God, so to speak, is always with you because you are asking, praying, talking to God ceaselessly. So, not just going into the closet and, speaking to my Father which is in heaven. That's a metaphor, so to speak, to actually describe what we as humans, yes, every single one of you, there are no exceptions, are doing as we speak. Because you are, well, there's one thing we can agree to right now: you are aware of something. Now, that might be my voice, by just hearing it. Visually, you might actually be watching the video as well. But the thing is, that doesn't matter. You still have your own free will, right? You can still, well, judge me or judge whatever is going on in this visual, so to speak. And you always will. Now, that's my whole point. You have free will. You can make a choice to prescribe a meaning to something. Now, in this case, the question I got from this kind person, the, so to speak, delusion you are experiencing is because right there and then, and yes, this might stem from another sort of, a conviction that somehow you've convinced yourself to be a fact in your life. Well, a fact in your life and affecting your life. That's funny. Yeah, I mean both of it. Because, well, I assume you want to get rid of the feeling of feeling delusional. Because, well, it's holding you back. Matter of fact, that feeling might actually, well, write this video, so to speak, right now judge this whole video, based on that, so to speak, feeling of, well, delusion, feeling delusional. Yes, you're holding yourself back because you're creating right there and then almost a thought process of just something that is going on, which in itself is neutral. Now, if we're talking about this information, yes, it's also in itself, manifestation, so to speak, reality creation. Once again, creation is finished, you're just choosing. Well, in itself, it's neutral. Now, if you really get it, and if you do actually understand that you're, well, thinking, so to speak, but thinking is still observed by the observer, so you as the observer itself, pure awareness, you put your awareness on, well, whatever, and if you don't cancel it out, as in you don't become aware of the opposite of that being true, which is the delusional part. Because right now, you can claim something new for yourself. Could be whatever. A new relationship, just, you know, being smiled at by someone on the street, someone offering you a drink or a cup of coffee, or maybe to go to a restaurant or to buy a meal for you. I don't know. It could be anything. And yes, also a new car, if you desire to, you know, obtain or have a new Ferrari, then yes, be my guest. The thing is, you have to become aware of, in this moment, now being that person. So you are now the owner of, well, you have to also specify which car you'd like, but, you know, for example, a new one, Ferrari, whatever, it doesn't really matter what type, you know. If you don't cancel it out, as in, yes, it's actually that simple. You put your awareness right now on, well, being, doing, having, whatever it is, and now in this case it was having a Ferrari, so, well, you can start visualizing as well as how it would be to be in a Ferrari, and just, you know, look up videos of the model you like, and I mean, it's very simple. You can right now do that, and you can right now start thinking from it. Now, yes, that might actually sound very delusional, because, well, what would that do, you know? Just thinking, putting my awareness on something, and, well, what does that matter? Well, the thing is, that's actually all that matters, because right there and then you are speaking to the creator itself. You actually are one with it, but yes, there's a paradox. It's, so to speak, God and a finite human being one awareness, but still, you know, all that the creator itself created. I mean, we as humans can even physically see right now. I mean, yes, that's the whole thing. It's all about awareness. You can think, so put your awareness on whatever. I think a good example is, well, we couldn't always, you know, we didn't always have airplanes. So the Wright brothers had to, well, come up with that idea. First, even, you know, for most people actually back then thought that would never be possible because, well, we're not birds, so we don't have wings. So, well, we're just supposed to be on land. Now, we're not always actually also supposed to be on land because, I mean, well, we're also in a whole lot of ships on the sea, you know, even underwater, you know, submarines, so we're also in water. Now, does that make us aquatic beings? No, it doesn't. We still need oxygen and whatever, but the thing is, we are able to, well, travel on the water. Now, so the Wright brothers actually came with the idea, well, then why isn't like air travel possible, you know? Why not? Understand that back then, well, the thing is, yes, all the materials already existed because in itself, everything is neutral and already everything in itself, creation is finished. So everything right now exists. And what you can, well, become aware of right now as awareness itself, you can create. Now, once again, like I just said, creation is finished, so you're picking and choosing. Now, what did the Wright brothers do? They did exactly that. They, by praying ceaselessly, but that's once again, you are deliberately putting your awareness on, well, whatever you desire. And they desire to, well, build an airplane. And yes, you know, trial and error and all these things, but none of that matters. It's all about this one moment that, well, okay, one, or in this case, two brothers, in this case, whatever, chose, well, to pretty much create air travel, you know. And back then, it wasn't done. Pretty much everybody thought it, you know, it would actually never be done because, yeah, it's just not possible, you know. We as humans aren't capable of flying in the air because we don't have wings. And, well, that's pretty much where people's reasoning stopped back then. And, well, the Wright brothers proved that actually it is possible. And it's actually been possible all this time. All this time. I mean, all the materials, they were always here. We just had to, well, obtain them or get them and, so to speak, put the puzzle pieces together, and there it is, an airplane. Now, with that technology and that knowledge, you can now, you know, alter and make different models and whatever, but there you go. It all started in, well, let me say, two minds, whatever. It's still all one. We're all one. I am you, you are me. It's all one. Awareness, there is only one awareness, which we all share, so to speak. Well, share, whatever, in a linear, in an individualized aspect of consciousness, finite human me type of view, yeah, then that's true. But the point is, like, okay, pretty much everyone back then thought, well, the Wright brothers are incredibly, like, ridiculously delusional. We are never going to be able to fly in the sky. Well, no, not with wings, because we don't have wings, but are we able to fly in the sky? Yes, I mean, air travel has been a thing for at least, what? I don't know, a century? I don't know exactly, but I mean, well, more obviously, because the Wright brothers, so stupid. Well, obviously, longer than that, because the Wright brothers, that's more than a century ago. But the thing is, well, who was actually delusional? Actually, the people who claimed the Wright brothers to be delusional weren't actually they the delusional people, because they somehow convinced themselves that, well, this isn't possible. Well, it is. It was, and they proved it. And now you can never ever say air travel isn't possible, because, well, you might just look up in the sky and there goes a plane. Well, I mean, it's a simple example, or it isn't, Do you understand that right there and then you are creating the delusional part? Because you are holding yourself back in whatever it is that you want to achieve or do or be or have. No one, nothing, not anything in this world can do it for you. And yes, if somehow you've convinced yourself that something else, did it for you, then, well, I'm here to tell you that's actually not possible, because you, as awareness itself, have to accept it, have to allow it to be a fact in your life. And my whole point of this video is to, well, tell you that's all a choice. You don't have to feel delusional. Matter of fact, feeling delusional doesn't exist. If you would go on Google right now and type in all the list of bodily emotions and, feelings, whatever, then delusional it's not there. Why? Because, well, you are conjuring that up, you are, as we speak, so whatever, when you are feeling delusional right there and then, creating that based on, so to speak, facts in your life, things in reality. Well, it doesn't matter, okay? Everything exists simultaneously right now. So yes, even, travel with UFOs and anti-gravity and all these things, obviously, I mean, maybe the government, well, they know more about that, but that doesn't matter, Are we as citizens right now doing that? No, we're not, but we're about to, I mean, for sure. And then you could say to me right now, like, you're so delusional, that would never happen, etc., etc. Well, as you might now understand, whatever you are able to put your awareness on is actually a true reality. It exists right now as, so to speak, potential, just like, the airplanes. Well, they always existed as potential, but some mind has to, well, put their awareness on that idea and not canceling it out, and then you're, talking to God, and by you not canceling it out, is God, the Father is greater than I am, so, like Jesus said, I of myself can do nothing, the Father in me doeth all the work. Well, as you're praying ceaselessly, this means that right now you become aware of what you do or do not desire. Well, in this case, what you do desire, and you don't cancel it out. So don't, for some reason, start telling yourself, like, an hour later or a minute later or a day later or 3 days later, whatever, it's not working. This doesn't work, this law doesn't work, reality creation just doesn't work this way, it's just all random, you don't have any influence on anything, you have zero control over your own life, you're just a victim. You are doing it right there and then, and yes, that's going to get reflected back to you. So yes, once again, in a few days, you'll come across things that, well, make you feel delusional and make you think like I'm a victim and I don't have any control over anything in my life. And I understand, but you have to understand, well, that you are doing that. You are creating that, so to speak, meaning or reason why you are now feeling this way and why you're feeling stuck, feeling, delusional once again. Delusional is an illusion, because in itself everything is an illusion. We just have to assign a meaning do it. And well, you're doing that right there and then, but I don't think it's really getting you where you want to. But you have to understand that you right now have to, you know, exit out. It's not true. Feeling delusional doesn't exist, and only if you right now create it. Because, well, you're not creating anything. You're just picking and choosing. And yes, creation is finished. So this also goes for moods and feelings, emotions. It's all the same. A car, whatever. Those are all experiences. And you feeling delusional is also an experience. You know, seen or observed by your true self, pure awareness. So go back to that. Understand who you truly are. And from there, well, you're not changing anything. Just switch your perception of, understanding that actually this is how reality works. Nothing exists that wasn't first a picture in the mind. And then, yes, obviously nature, but even nature is very much changed by us humans. And not only the food or whatever, like plants and vegetables, over thousands of years they've completely changed by us. But, well, yeah, even the, so to speak, already manifested nature, we could destroy, replant it, destroy it again, and whatever. So this is the world of consistent change. Now, what doesn't change is your true self, pure awareness, pure consciousness. And if you keep reminding yourself, well, consistently, not just once a day, but I say at least once per hour. But the thing is, well, you are on all the time, on like Lyndall Warden, former student of Neville Goddard, who to this day is still physically alive, always states that you are always on. And it's very true, since you are praying ceaselessly, without ceasing, without stopping to do so, which means that yes, right now you are communicating to the one and only creator itself. Well, it's like a genie. It has to give you, so to speak, reflect back to you what you are aware of, well, of being. So who are you being? If you convince yourself that, well, I don't believe in any of this stuff, or it's just I am being delusional, no one in my reality even speaks about these things, because this person told me, so to speak, in the comments, said that it's hard for her to even talk about things as, topics as consciousness, which is very true. But the thing is, you at least understand, or are very close to understanding that that is your true self. You don't have to talk to anyone about your true self, in essence. Now, do I understand that maybe you just want to, share this information with other people? Well, I sure do. Otherwise, I wouldn't even have, made this whole account, this whole YouTube channel, to help people realize who they truly are, and from that state of being, which you are already, but you have to remind yourself that, yes, pure awareness is your true self. Well, you can quite literally direct it on whatever you do or do not desire. And if you don't, as awareness itself, become aware of the opposite of what you just claimed to be true, being true, well, you're done. I mean, just go ahead and watch a movie, I don't know, do something fun. I mean, that particular thing is done. You don't have to think about it anymore. I mean, if you want to, you can, but then always think about it from the state of having it already. Because, well, the thought can obviously pop up again, but then there and then you are declaring it to be still true or not. I mean, it is. If you declare it to be true, it is true. If you declare it not to be true, it isn't true. That's how powerful you are. Once again, quoting Henry Ford, if you believe you can, or you believe you can't, you will always be right. You are always right. And why? Because, well, quite literally, you decide if something is going to be true in your reality or not. And how can you do this? Well, by deciding right there and then if it is true for your reality, based on, so to speak, the past. It's all right now, past experiences and whatever convince you of your right now self-concept and all your thoughts, claims, beliefs, ideologies, whatever. All beautiful and all horrific, so to speak. Once again, it's all just neutral. But you have to understand that you made all these things up. You are creating them right now as we speak to be true, and that's why they keep on showing up. If you switch your perception of it, it instantly changes. If I don't, I think it's from Course of Miracles. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Well, quite literally, but not as in, well, I'm watching, I'm looking right now into the camera of my phone. Um, Now I'm looking at it. If I change my perception of this being a different phone, then instantly is this a different phone? No, because once again, you're not changing what is already, creation is finished, what is already here. But by me right now putting my awareness on, having a different phone, I mean, I don't need one right now, whatever. That's the whole point. That's just me declaring I don't need it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not putting my awareness on right now owning a different phone. But if I do, then yes, in a few days, a week, I'll have a different phone, and obviously I'll have to buy whatever I'll come across it like an ad, or I'll enter a contest and I'll win it through a contest. Doesn't matter. The whole That's just a, so to speak, bridge of accidents. Yeah, well, incidents. My whole point is that you are deciding right here, right there and then, right here, right now. You are deciding something to be true in your reality or not. So, does the specific person, are they crazy about me? Do they love me? Whatever. If you right now, that's like I titled my video, be what you obsess over, because you quite literally reality and everything in it, every person, every animal, whatever, everything, every song, every TV program, whatever. All of these things are going on right now. By becoming aware of certain things, moods, attitudes, whatever, you can, in itself, everything is neutral. So whatever thought, feeling, or emotion you as awareness identify with, the likeness of what that thought, feeling, or emotion is, you will come across again. So yes, that could quite literally be a new Ferrari if you want one, and then yes, the reflection is a new Ferrari. But it's also the same with feeling delusional. If you, for some reason, convinced yourself of feeling delusional, which, well, it actually proves how powerful you are, because you are right there and then creating a feeling of feeling delusional, and therefore you're actually, well, I think, procrastinating. Somehow, holding yourself back from understanding that yes, you've always created, so to speak, chose your reality, and you're still right now to this point, to this moment, this eternal moment, whatever, but this precious moment, you are doing it right now, and you'll do so forever till you are on your deathbed, so to speak. So there we go. I would just like to recommend to you that you are taking the steering wheel, okay, and just grab it and understand that it is you. You are the captain of, well, not only the ship, but where the ship goes. The ship itself is you. You are the captain, and you're also where you're going. You play all the parts. You play all the parts. It's always been you. It will always be you. So it's kind of hard for me even to. Well, that's the whole thing. I hope with this video I convince you of that. But the thing is, you still have to do that yourself, because I can't force you to. Now, that's fine, forcing in 3D reality, whatever. A whole lot of times, you probably have experienced it for yourself, that someone forces you or tries to force you to do something. Well, if you're doing it, yes or no, that's your choice. Nobody or nothing can force you to do anything, And okay, maybe if you became aware of putting yourself in a forceful situation, like in the army, for example, you're kind of forced to do things there. Well, you created the whole army experience in itself. So my point is that you chose that, maybe unconsciously, but you chose to be aware of being in the army and whatever, and that's how you got into that situation. But that's my whole point. You don't have to do that. It's all a choice. You can right now choose to put your awareness on a different reality, and in what I don't know what this is. And it's for all the viewers, so it's for everybody. It's everything. There are no exceptions. It's consistently going on. Reality is consistent, and you are consistently aware, as awareness itself, of, well, this consistent change. But are you staying as the captain? Are you the one deciding dictating actually what is happening, or is something or someone or whatever, so to speak, taking your attention from you, taking your awareness from you, and therefore deciding what is going to happen in your life, because that is exactly what is happening. You are doing it. But if something or someone somehow can convince you of something, then, well, you are still doing that. And yes, you have allowed them to convince you into now thinking this is true or not true, and therefore it is true or not true in your reality. That's solely the only reason why you are feeling a certain way. So change your perception. Go back to who you truly are, which is pure awareness, unfazed by anything, unfazed by any of this consistent change, because, well, you as the silent observer understand that you are purely the observer. Everything comes after you observing, or you as awareness, putting your awareness right now, do it right now with me, become aware of being awareness itself. And you can't do that through mind identification. So right now, you are aware of watching this video. Now become aware of who is watching this video, not your name, not your body, not any of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, none of that. Well, the one behind that, so to speak, the one, but there's no one, even the one is still seen. It's all pure awareness. If you consistently go back to understanding that you are I am awareness, and you attach your I am awareness to whatever, and then the moment after you don't attach it to the opposite of that, because then, well, that is what you're creating, manifesting. Once again, you're not manifesting or creating anything, since creation is finished. You are picking and choosing. So pick, choose, decide differently right now, because I know you can. Since you can only focus on one thing, well, start focusing on what you do desire. That's the only thing that you as awareness itself right now can do. And if you stay true to that, as in you don't put your awareness on the opposite of whatever you just claim to be true, well, you're done, and congratulations. You are, as we speak right now, heading to a, well, I hope an amazing future. Once again, I can't pick and choose that for you. You still have to assign a meaning to what you perceive in this life, in this experience of life, the dance of life, to be nice, to be good, to be bad, indifferent, whatever. You decide that. And that's, once again, your amazing power you have been given, free will, to, well, God gave you choose this day, since it is always this day, it's always this hour, and we know that this hour is the hour of desired change. But since we also know that time is actually an illusion, that means that this hour goes to this second, this second actually means this moment. So yes, sir, right now, you can change your life. And why, or how? Well, change your mind, change your world. Change your thinking, change your world, your 3D physical experience, reality. Well, by picking and choosing differently. Since I just told you everything in itself is neutral, you are actually pure awareness. You just become aware of what you do or do not desire. In this case, what you do desire right now, start thinking from, doing, being, having, who you want to be right now. I mean, first, be specific. Actually talk to somebody a few days ago, and this person didn't know what they want. Well, I mean, you are given a choice. So you first have to make a decision and choose what you want, and then don't cancel it out and you'll have it. It's actually that simple. So if there are any more questions, and even if I, for some reason, still this explanation isn't good enough, then I'll gladly make another video going even deeper into this. Like I said, I got a whole list of feelings, emotions, and mental chatter. It's all the same as imagination, whatever. And I put them down, and I'm going to make a video on that as well. So I'm going to be naming almost all emotions, almost all feelings that exist, so that right now, if you as the viewer are somehow, as awareness itself, obviously, identified with one of these emotions, one of these feelings. Now, yes, that's your choice, but still, I get that, if you've been identified with a certain feeling or a certain mood for 30, 40, 50 years, then, well, yes, it's actually as simple as right now putting your awareness on something different, but that feels delusional. That's the whole point of, then it actually almost becomes a solidified reason, meaning you gave to life, and now you can almost unsee it being that way. But that's still you right there, being the powerful being that you are, actually well, solidifying it by becoming aware of it once again, till you actually convince yourself that, well, this is true now. But you could just as quickly switch it up, and then the completely opposite of, well, what was always for 40, 50 years true in your reality is now completely switched up to what you, well, decided it to be. It's actually that simple, but I do understand that, yes, years and years and years, even, decades and decades of indoctrination, even dogmatic programming, regarding to well, religion and religious beliefs, and all this dogma surrounding, well, spirituality, and actually that God is in you, living through you as you, instead of this external being that, well, consistently judges you and you have to be good, or you are not worthy of doing whatever. It's all not true. It's all not true. Okay. So once again, if there are any more questions, please, put them in the comment section, and I'll react to you as well, and I'll make a video on it, all of that. So, well, 40 minutes in again, well, this just flows off the top when I start. It's all good. I hope it's not too long, but it's all good. Then put it on 2x, and maybe I'm going to start subtitles, but I don't know. You can also, use the option of subtitles, and then you'll see the words as well. Some people are actually, some people actually see images instead of like a tree. Some people actually think differently, as the mental images are, so to speak, different. Some people actually, when you say the word tree, see the word tree, Tree, but some people like me actually see, well, a tree. Once again, there are so many trees, then which tree is the only tree? Well, there are, all trees are trees, okay? So yes, I actually do have that. So when I say tree, I see like a tree, whatever. But none of that really matters. But the thing is, for some people, it can help to see the words. So I advise you to, turn on the subtitles if, well, you are such a person. Well, anyways, thank you for tuning in, as always, and I appreciate you so much for just, well, even taking the time out of your linear time perspective, so to speak, day, and, put your awareness on what I'm saying, because, well, I appreciate it a lot. So thank you, and let us go into the silence.